It is before elections that politicians make the most promises. But this can also be seen as an opportunity for the people to influence their mandate and win the commitment of their chosen leaders. Moving on. In our final story this week, we feature a small group of artists from India and Sri Lanka who came together recently for the sole purpose of interacting with and learning from one another, forging new ties through engagement in a common interest, art. It sounds simple, but this meeting, however brief, bridged not only these individuals, but two countries, two cultures, and myriad artistic disciplines. Take a look. If inspiration is the order of the day, Sigiriya lacks nothing. It was to this ancient and sacred place that an assorted group of artists from Sri Lanka and India came, to draw from its beauty and to incorporate that inspiration into creations of their own. The artists were from different backgrounds and adhered to different artistic disciplines. Still, in their few days spent with one another, they were able to tap into what they all had in common: their love of their own countries, their interest in each other's, and their eagerness to merge the two using the medium of art. They arrived to participate in a workshop organized by Art East India in association with Sri Lanka's L Art Studio. It consisted of 4 days in which these artists spent exploring their surroundings, soaking in the area's aesthetic wonders, getting to know each other, and creating their individual works of art.
Which all of us have been so excited about.
The Art East workshop culminated in an event held recently at the Cinnamon Grand Hotel in Colombo, which was titled Dialogue and Prelude, a phrase which encapsulated the purpose of the evening: to present the artist's finished work and to create a discussion about ways in which to move ahead in terms of maintaining and building upon the cultural exchange that was created during the workshop. The artists themselves were eager to talk about their experience of the art camp and the work they completed during the workshop.
They're both about journeys, and they're both about moving through something and onto things. So if I can tell you, this is very much inspired by the painting wall gallery, right, the sort of layout and the way they're sort of, but also this is like a pathway through the boulders, and it's about sort of having a refuge. And of course here is writing from the Gathas, and it's Pali script about refuge.
I like to mix things up, as you can see very well in this. These are my impressions of Sri Lanka. They're very happy paintings, they have a lot of colors, and the abstracts that I make, they don't tell you of things as they are, but they give you a sense. They give you a sense of what how they've affected me.
Dhiraj also believed that this was a critical time for Sri Lanka's art sphere, a time for rejuvenation, for emerging from conflict and releasing previously suppressed creative urges.
The piece would mean that a lot of good work and good art would come out, good literature would come out, and I really hope it does, because you've had all the ingredients of making good art and good work, and now is the time to put it forth.
Well-known artist and a key figure in making the event possible, Anoma Wijewardena spoke from the perspective of a local artist, but echoed Dhiraj's hope that Sri Lankan art would not only benefit, but guide the country's foray into peace in the future.
Just because we've got a certain level of peace now does not mean we are without conflict, you know. So we're looking deeply into these things. I think our artists are able to do that because of what we've suffered. And art is richer for that. Or I hope it is.
Art critic Sahar Ruknuzama also accompanied the artists during their journey to witness and write about their creative interactions. She too expressed her confidence that the end of the war would pave the way for a continued exchange between artists of not only Sri Lanka and India, but the whole of the region.
Our countries, India and Sri Lanka, have close military ties, they have close diplomatic ties, but somehow cross-cultural interaction has been on the lower side, and I really don't understand the reason for that. One reason one could think is that the country was in war. Your country was in war for a long time, so maybe there was this inertia from the artists from other countries to come here because there was always this terror threat. But now there's so much hope after the war. There really is so much hope. So I see this as an event that a lot of other camp organizers, artists from not just India but other parts of Asia, other parts of the world are going to follow suit and look at it as a positive sign.
The camp was, for all intents and purposes, a success, but its greater triumph will be if it extends beyond being a one-off event and is able to kickstart a much larger movement towards strengthening cross-cultural ties between countries of the South Asian region.